Michael Taaffe's Longhorn teammates rave about what kind of teammate and person this former walk-on is.
Just seeing him smile, win, lose, or draw, just seeing that smile the next Monday morning, it's always good to see, just the encouragement that he has for others.
Football is great, but he's done some things for me outside of football in the faith area that, I'm extremely grateful for. So, Michael Taaffe is one of the best football players in the country, but, an even greater human. So I'm grateful for him.
Step by step, Michael went from walk-on to All-American and team captain, the ultimate Texas walk-on story.
I would definitely say Michael has a drive that's greater than others. I think he wants to be the best, and I think he knows he can be if he puts the work in. And I think he truly has put the work in to carry himself to become the great player that he is today.
To me, this is one of the great stories from college football history of exactly why we continue to have walk-ons in our sport. Because I think it serves as an awesome example to not only a ton of players on our team, but to so many other young people around the country that you can go achieve what you want to achieve when you put your mind to something, you stay committed to the cause, and you stay true to yourself.
Michael Taaffe's Texas story wouldn't be complete without talking about him serving his teammates and his community of Austin.
Freshman year, Michael Taaffe took me to his Fields of Faith at his old high school, and just hearing the story from how he was in high school to losing his best friend to walking on at the University of Texas to achieving the dreams that he's always had since a little kid. I think that's just something that kind of reached out to me.
Whether that be his work in community service or his work against fentanyl awareness, which is his true cause, I think Michael has strived for the best in the community and put in a lot of work to be deserving of any award.
And dreams do come true. We're talking about a fifth-generation Longhorn who grew up in Austin, achieving greatness in a Texas uniform.
I think if you cut Michael Taaffe open today, his blood would be burnt orange. This guy's a fifth-generation Longhorn. It means so much to him to be a Longhorn. And the beauty of it, for him to cap it off in our rivalry game against Texas A&M to get an interception in the fourth quarter to seal that victory, for him to have that moment on senior night in that rivalry against A&M to get that interception, I think was a really, really special moment.
Please welcome Burlsworth Trophy finalist, Michael Taaffe.
There's so many questions you could ask. First of all, I was intrigued that your mom said you learned every position so you could play wherever it was necessary. How'd you do that?
Well, I don't know if I learned three tech on the D line, but I did learn a whole lot of them. I think just older teammates helping me along the way. I think our generation is definitely the why generation, always asking why, and I think that's what helped me is I would always ask older guys that are respected or assistant coaches or even my coach, hey, why does this do this, or why are we playing this to this offensive scheme? And so I loved the game of football. I obviously love the University of Texas like we saw, but I just loved the game of football, and I wanted to learn so much about it because you only get one opportunity at this, and you might as well try to do your best at it.
Okay, so fifth generation, I had to start counting backwards. That's great-great-grandfather was a Texas. Did you know him, and how long ago does that go back to?
No, sir, I never met him, but my mom's dad swam here and was an All-American, so I met him, and he had seats on the 50-yard line, so he taught us, you stand for the eyes of Texas at the beginning, and you keep standing all the way into the eyes of Texas at the end. So we were born to be Longhorns, and I think it's only right for Taaffe to be wearing a burnt orange jersey.
Did you have other schools interested?
I was actually committed to Rice University. I thought, Texas, I haven't heard from them a whole lot, and I still wanted to play football in college, and I was like, all right, this is what I got to do. I got to go to Rice, and my family lives in Houston, some of them, and so I was like, I get to be by some family, and it's a pretty good degree, I would say, and so I thought that was going to be my answer, and then we played in the state championship, and I had a pretty good game, and Coach Gideon, our safeties coach, called me, and just like that, I flipped it, and I'm so glad I did it.
You had some unfortunate things happen to you your senior year in high school. lost a couple of friends, or I guess a friend of your brother's. How did that affect you as you were getting ready to go to college?
I think it just put everything in perspective. I think you're having so much fun senior year of high school, and just like that, life hits you real fast. And I was telling Marty, but I watched the greater movie every single fall camp to try to inspire myself of what it takes to get on the field or what it takes to take that next step. And every time I watch it, the more I watch it, it's not about the football. For me, it's about who Brandon was off the field. And so for me, it was, yes, do everything I can for Jackson and Jake on the field, but who were they off the field? And I think people grieve differently. Everybody's got a different strategy of grief, but for me, it was try to emulate who they were on this planet, and that was always to love their neighbors.
That's really fascinating. So you watched this movie several times. What did you think when you got the call saying you were a finalist for the Burlsworth Award?
Yeah, I was in shock. I think I don't know if I told a lot of y'all here today, but the recruiter at Rice, when I decided to walk on or preferred walk on at Rice before Texas, I sent him a picture of the Burlsworth nomination. It was a Rice player at the time. It was December of 2020, and I texted him through Twitter DMs, and I said, I'm going to win this one day. And that was 5 years ago. So it was definitely a lot of manifestation, but when I knew I was going to be a walk-on, it was a dream to even be on the stage with two great other young men right there, and it's been fun to get to hear their stories. And how about those guys' stories? They came a long way, and it's really cool to be a part of this.
Fascinating that last year Texas played in Fayetteville, and there's a picture of you in front of the Burles kids. Obviously, you're down on the field. They're up there. Did you want to go out of your way to say something to them, knowing the Burlsworth story?
Yeah, just, paying attention to the Burlsworth Foundation and seeing how blessed those kids were to get on the field. I know they've had some struggles and adversity in their lives. And so just, to hand them a glove or give them one of my sleeves. I know not a lot of people in Arkansas love that burnt orange, but maybe they thought it was cool getting, a D1 football player's glove. So I just thought it was cool. They get that experience, so often that you might as well go try to impact it. And I know when I was a little kid, all I dreamed of was to get gloves and to get pictures with football players. So I wanted to make it a special moment for them.
Did your grandparents, did they let you sit at the 50-yard line with them?
Say what?
Did your grandfather let you sit at the 50-yard line with him?
Yeah, a couple times for sure. It was fun. I vividly remember it. Although Texas wasn't, amazing when I was growing up. So we had a couple 5 and 7 years, but it made it a little bit tougher to stand the whole game. But surely we did it. My grandpa would have been too mad at me if we ever sat down.
Well, I think he'd be very proud to see you here today, Michael. Glad to have you here. That's Michael Taaffe, the University of Texas.